Okay, all yours.
All right, hi guys. My name is Rachel Strauss from Woodburn Corner. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Woodburn Corner. I'm a wood burning artist and a teacher. I host challenges for the wood burning community. I have challenges called Burnt Day Challenge, where each week I give people a new prompt and they can make a piece using that prompt as their inspiration. I have a community of wood burning artists called Burn Club that I love supporting, and it's just this great place where we all believe in community over competition. So if you are looking for an excellent community and you have, discover wood burning and you love it, come and join Burn Club because it is seriously the best place on the internet. Just ask any of the people that are in here that are part of Burn Club. They will tell you Burn Club and Burn Club Plus is just the best place ever. I wrote a book called The Woodburn Book, and we are actually doing a project from the book tonight. It is the Kid Art Keepsake project. And these are actually self-portraits that my kids did. I've got 3 kids, and so they did these for the book. And today I'm going to be showing you how to do it. It's really fun, really easy. And the wonderful thing about wood burning is that it is so versatile, so versatile. You can use it for so many things and on so many different, you can use it on so many different types of wood. You can use it on so many different types of surfaces. You can burn on canvas, you can burn on leather. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I want to kind of give you guys a full introduction into wood burning. And show you all of the different types of wood that you can use and show you the different types of burners that are available at Michael's, and just kind of talk you through the whole process of how you can create a wood burn piece from start to finish. So let's just dive right in, because that's how I am. Someone is saying no sound. I don't know what that is. Anyways, okay. There are 3 different burners that Michael's has. One is this one is their value tool. It's around $15 and it just has an on-off switch and 3 different nibs that come with it. So that's the value tool. The one that I recommend for anybody who is starting wood burning is the Versatool, this one. This is the tool that every burner should have in their toolbox, whether you're a professional and have been doing it for years and years, or whether you're just starting out, this is the tool. I've had mine for 9 years and it works so well. It comes with a bunch of different tips, as you can see, and it has a temperature gauge. So you can actually adjust the temperature to whatever heat level you need it to be at, which is why this burner is so great. And it's completely reasonably priced and lasts forever. It has a bunch of different nibs that come with it, and I'm going to be showing you the ones that I'm going to use today and the ones that I recommend for you guys to use. The other burner that they have is the Creative Wood Burner, and this is like the intro to a professional wood burning tool. The difference between this one and this one is that this one is a wire tip, meaning it has wires for the burner nibs instead of a solid nib burner where this one has one shaft that the burner screws into. So this burner is awesome. It has 4 different tips that come with it, or points they call them, and you can change them out really easily. It's a little more expensive, but as far as professional burners go, it is one of the least expensive ones out there. It's like the introductory to the professional tools. And they just came out with 4 new nibs too that you can buy separate, which is awesome. And then also with these burners, they have other things at Michael's that you can use with your tools. For example, these little stencils here. And if you don't mind popping on that from the above, these little stencils here. So they're like letters that you can just line up and then just burn right into the letter. So it makes it easy for you to do lettering. And then there's also these little stamps. They call them hot stamps. So these are, you just screw them right into the tip. If I can get this one out, here we go. You just screw it right into the tip of the burner, just like any other nib. And once it gets hot, you just stamp it down, and they make really, really perfect little letter stamps. And they come in the big sizes and the uppercase and lowercase. And they're awesome, really, really awesome. And then the other great thing is at Michael's, they carry walnut hollow wood. So not only do you have all of these different options for burners, but you also have a bunch of different options for wood at at Michael's stores. So they have Basswood, which is my absolute favorite to burn on. Basswood just burns so well. It smells nice. It's smooth. It comes dried and sanded and ready to go. So it's really, really great wood to use when you're burning. So they have a lot of different shapes and sizes of the Basswood panels. They have these awesome Basswood country rounds that have the live edge on them, which is just so gorgeous. You can see there's even moss on some of them. I mean, this is what got me into wood burning right here. When I walked through Michael's stores and I saw these wood pieces and what you could do with it, that's what got me right into it. All right, let's see here. And then there is like round shapes, and they have big guys like this. So beautiful. And more basswood. And then check this guy out. This is it's a picture frame that you can burn on. Isn't that cool? So there's so many options. So what I like to do is take whatever design I'm going to be creating and kind of pull out all my wood pieces and figure out which one it is going to work the best on. So I pulled out this wood piece, which has this awesome little like chamfered edge, which I just think is so pretty. And it comes ready to be hung on the wall, which is great because this piece is for my in-laws. Because right now I am staying I'm on the East Coast in Virginia. I normally live in California, but we took a big road trip out to Virginia in an RV and have been staying at my in-laws' house for almost 3 months, which means that I owe them a little gift, a little thank you. So I had my kids do a little self-portrait of themselves. So this is my son who's 4, my daughter who's 6, and my other daughter who's 8. And so they did a little self-portrait, and then I put it right here on the wood, figured out which piece I want to use, placed it or sized it. You can also size it down or size it up if you have a copy machine or anything like that. And then we're just going to get started transferring and burning. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions at all? Feel free to ask. I will just keep going. Someone said that burning on cork was a problem. Cork is another type of wood that you can burn on. It burns like butter. The burner just cuts through the wood in a really fast way. So you do have to be careful with cork. It also can be mixed with some glues and stuff. So you always, always, always want to think safety first when you are burning. No matter what, you want to think safety first when you're burning, but especially when you're burning on cork or leather or anything like that that has more scent to it and more chemicals and toxic things to it. When you're burning, you always want to burn on a flat, hard surface, a clean surface. You want to make sure that you have great airflow, that you use a mask. You want to protect yourself and your lungs and the people around you. So open those windows, burn outside, wear a mask. You want to make sure that you're being safe about it. It's a very safe hobby, but knowing that that it is a burner, it is hot, it does burn things. You want to make sure that the kids stay away from it, that you unplug it when you walk away from your burning station. I also like to tape down, I don't know if you can see this over here, I tape down my little holder that holds my burner in place. That way it doesn't shift or move around. I am going to go ahead and turn on my burner while I show you how to transfer, because the burner does take a little bit to heat up. It's not too long. If you're looking for a burner that heats up super fast, you're going to want the creative wood burner, the big guy. Because The wire nibs heat up in seconds and cool down in seconds. It's so fast. Whereas the solid nib burners take a little bit more time. So what I'm going to be using here is they're drawing a piece of graphite paper, not carbon paper, graphite paper. And you're just going to slide it under your design with the black side facing the wood. Make sure that you're taped down and it's right where you want it. So what I like to do before I do any piece is make sure that it's straight. Sometimes taping it down and either taking a picture or backing up and looking at it will tell you whether it's nice and straight and how you want it to be. With this, it obviously doesn't matter that much, but for a normal piece that I'm doing, you really want to make sure that you get the transfer exactly where you want it. Otherwise, you're going to end up not happy having spent a bunch of time making something that's crooked. So then I use this is an embossing tool, but you can use a pencil, you can use a pen. I like using the embossing tool for something like a kid art piece because I don't want to ruin the piece that they made. So I like to use something where it's not going to ruin it. But for any piece, you really can use, you can use a pen, you can use a pencil, you can use whatever you want. Some people like to use like a red pen or something so that they can see exactly what lines they have transferred. Because you'll see right now it's like, well, did I do the nose yet? Did I not do the nose yet? And so having that red marking will make it easier for you to know where you've been and where you need to go. So with transferring, you want to do a cleaner transfer makes for a cleaner burn. So take your time with the transfer so that you get a nice clean burn. So I saw a question here, what is the difference between carbon paper and graphite paper? The biggest difference I have found is that carbon paper is nearly impossible to get off of wood, whereas graphite paper can be erased fairly easy with this Tombow sand eraser. This is my favorite eraser to use for getting markings off of wood after the fact. But they both will do the job of transferring, but one just will transfer a little bit harder to the point where it's hard to get off. If you have any lines after you've burned that are left over, it makes it easier to erase those. All right, let's see here. Oh, I love this. People are answering. Thank you for answering all the questions, you guys. You're so awesome. Okay, so I am almost done with my transfer here, and I will show you what to do next because we're doing a little TV magic because I want to focus a little bit more on the burning today and a little less on the transferring because this isn't the fun part. I mean, it is. It's all fun, but the burning is why you guys are here. Oh, did you see what I did there? It's not going to transfer where the graphite paper isn't. So you've got to make sure that the graphite paper is under what you're transferring. Otherwise, you're going to be transferring nothing. So what I like to do at that point is I like to look under, see where I left off, and then that way I know where I can go next. I don't know if you know this, but the ground is very important for children and having the ground. Same with the sky. For some reason, they really like to have that blue sky up there. So I knew that I needed to put the ground there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have happy kids. And I'm just going to continue this line here and here to finish the whole piece. But you'll see that the graphite paper left a couple little bits of marking. And if it was carbon paper, you wouldn't be able to just get rid of it with an eraser like you can. You also, when you're storing your wood and when you're storing your graphite paper, make sure they're not stored together because they will rub together and just give you way more work than you want. So just keep them separate whenever you can. All right. And before you start burning, and technically before you start transferring, you want to make sure that your wood surface that you're using is dried, sanded smooth, and unfinished. It needs to be unfinished. Don't go and pick out a bowl that you find at a store and just think, oh, I can burn on that. It's made out of wood. It's probably finished in something and you don't want to be burning on that finish because you're just breathing those chemicals. So unfinished, dried, sanded, smooth wood. So lucky for us, Walnut Hollow does almost all of that for us. They dry it, they sand it, it's nice and smooth, it's unfinished, it is ready to go. Some people like to sand walnut hollow pieces even more. If they really want a super fine burn, you can really sand it nice and smooth, because a nice smooth surface will make for a nice smooth burn. Okay, so now it is time to start burning, which I'm very excited about. There are lots of different nibs that come with the Versatool, like I was talking about earlier. The universal point is a really, really fantastic point that can just do so much. It's called the universal point for a reason. I do recommend, though, when you get it, just kind of sanding that harsh tip just a little bit, because it just makes it smoother. And with a tip like this, you're going to want to pull towards you, never push. Always pull towards you. And if you have to, rotate your piece so that you can keep pulling towards you. When you push, you'll end up hitting that rough spot and get stuck and have overburn. But with a burner nib, like the flow point has a rounded end, so you can flow in all directions. This is it right here. So you imagine when you're burning, you can just burn in all directions. Whereas when you are working with, let's see here, something like the calligraphy tip or the universal, you can't just flow in all directions, because you're going to get a wide burn if you go this way and a straight line burn if you go that way, and you might get stuck if you go this way. So you have to burn in a certain way when you're using a nib like this that has a sharp edge. Whereas the flow, you can literally flow in any direction. The one I am going to be using today is the cone point, which is kind of similar to like a pen or drawing. It is definitely more like a flow point, in that you can go in lots of different directions, which will be good for the type of piece that I'm doing. But I wanted to keep these nice fine details of the tiger on my daughter's shirt and her, you have to see these teeth, you guys. I need to show you these teeth up close. Is that not the best thing you've ever seen? I just can't get over it. It's just so cute. So anyway, so we're gonna get started. I have my burner already heated up. I have got it in the, I don't know if you can see this over here. It's like I like it in the either orange to red section. You don't want to be all the way up, because you'll just scorch through everything. I mean, you'll just have to move faster, really, is what it comes down to. If you have a hotter temperature, then you can move faster. If it's a low temperature, then you'll be moving slower. It's good to have some sort of test piece of wood nearby that you can sample to see, like, am I hot enough, to try testing out like how that particular nib works, get comfortable with it. Do I want to hold it at this angle? Do I want to hold it at this angle? What works best for you? So take your time and get to know each nib, because it will really, really help when it's time to actually do the final piece. And then when you're comfortable and happy with the temperature that it's at, then you can just get started. And I like to start in a place where it doesn't really matter if I mess up first, because you want to, like, especially with lettering, if you're doing lettering, start in the middle where you're not going to see if you mess up. Whereas if you start right with the eye and you're too hot, it's going to really stick out like a sore thumb. So I like to start someplace where it's not going to matter. Like for this, you know, her eyeball isn't going to matter so much. So I'll start there to just so that I can get used to how this nib works. Because this is actually a fairly new nib to me. They got some new nibs in the Versatool kit, the starter set, and it's a really good one. I really like this one. The other thing that you'll see me doing is using my pinky as my rest, because in order to have that nice smooth burn, you need that control. And to get that control, if you're up floating around in space, you're not going to be able to control where your burner goes. Look at those cutie eyes. That's what they call them when they have the little sparkles in them. My kids call them cutie eyes. So you just will slowly, and this is why wood burning is so great, is that it is a slow craft. It is a craft that you can take your time, go nice and slow, slow and steady, and fill in all the bits. And what's really fun about doing something like this is you can get your kids involved, right? So not only did they come up with the design, but after I finish burning, I'm going to hand it back to them to add color to so that they can color it however they want. Now you'll see, I missed a line. You see her little neckline? I missed it. There are two ways that you can fix this. You can either make it up yourself and, just go, okay, I think it's going to be about here, or you can take the piece, place it back over. Now, this is something that is going to take you some time to, get good at. And you'll want to just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth over and over again like this to make sure that you're right where you want it to be before you make that line. So I'll show you. I think that looks good right there. So then I get my graphite paper back under and then put it. And really what I should have done before I took the piece off, before I removed the design, is what you should do is go back over and go, okay, did I transfer everything? Am I missing anything? And go back and forth like this, and then take it off when you know that you've gotten it all. So that is one trick that you can do to just make sure that you don't miss anything, because you don't want to miss anything. So my daughter here has filled in her hair fully. And I really want this piece to be exactly the way that my kids, the way that they wanted it to be. So I am going to, I'm going to be switching my nibs to a different nib so that I can fill it in faster. Because if I were to try and use this skinny little nib to fill in all that hair, it would take a really long time. And so, and this is something that I think a lot of burners do, is they will forego changing nibs because it just takes time, and spend way too much time burning something that could be burned a lot faster if they were to just use the right nib. And it's just a super slow, fun, easy craft to do. Oh, you guys are so sweet. So many nice comments. And please keep bringing the questions. If you see anything that I'm doing and you're not sure how I'm doing it or what I'm doing, please just ask. And don't be afraid of making mistakes in wood burning. A lot of times, the little mistakes, once you've finished, you won't even see it at all, because the whole piece will just look so great that the tiny little details will be missed. So just have fun with it, you guys. Don't be afraid to just dive in. And as far as pressure goes, because pressure is an important one when you're wood burning, you want to let the wood burner do the work for you. So just take your time, and you can see I'm turning my piece because I want to try and pull towards me. Because one, I can see what I'm doing better, and two, I have more control. But with pressure, you want the burner to do the work. So you just want to have nice, even pressure, but not really pressure at all. You really want the burner to do it. Let it glide on the surface. I cannot wait to do these little teeth. It's what I really wish I could do is just like show you guys what these kids look like right now so that you can see how accurate these photos are. Well, I mean, maybe not the 4-year-old. He doesn't have a round stomach. I'll tell you that. But they're just so cute. I just love these. And you can do this with anything. It doesn't have to be kid art, right? It could be something that you draw. It could be a photo that you take. It could be something, a recipe that was your grandma's. It can be anything. Once you know how to transfer a design to wood, that's all you need. And I can't believe I forgot to mention, there's going to be a giveaway at the end of this. So you guys might want to stick around till the end. Just saying. You're going to want to know about this thing. Because if wood burning is something that you're interested in, this prize is pretty awesome. All right. Look at how cute. It's turning out so cute. And I can't wait to see the colors that the kids add to it. I just think it's going to be so, so fun. So I'm going to do all of the thin lines first. I'm turning my heat up because I really trust my hand. And I want this to go nice and quick for you guys. Even though wood burning is a slow hobby, it really is. You should take your time, enjoy the slowness of the craft. It's like meditation almost, honestly.
Rachel, we have a couple of questions.
Let's hear them.
Nancy, she asked, what will the kids use to color in the drawing?
Oh, great question, Nancy. I love that question. So there are so many different ways that you can add color to wood. In my book, I actually have an entire section on color and adding color to wood and the many, many different ways that you can do it. Colored pencil, you could do crayon, you can do watercolor, you can do gouache, you can do acrylic, really almost anything. People use India inks. There's so many different ways that you can add color to wood. I will probably have them use a colored pencil just so that it's a little more contained, or I might have them use watercolor. The one thing when you're using watercolor that you want to be careful of is using too much water, because you can split your wood. I mean, if you think about it, this wood, because it's dry, is super thirsty, super duper thirsty. So when you come by and you give it water, it's going to soak it in and hold on to it. And so when you touch your color to wood with watercolor, it will just go right into the wood super fast and just stick there. So you can't blend with watercolors the way that you can with things like gouache or acrylic. They allow a little bit more for like blending of colors. You can still get amazing results with watercolor. You just have to be really careful about how you put it down, because it will stick where you put it. But watercolor is a great option. It's one of my favorites for wood burning. But colored pencil is great too. Prismacolor makes a really good colored pencil for wood. She wanted her eyes all blackened in, she said she likes it like that. And then we're on to the teeth, you guys. My favorite. I wish we could get in a little bit closer so you could see it, but here. Got to get that smile just right.
Rachel, I'm sure you'll talk about this too, but will you be sealing this after you color it?
That's a great question. And I think, okay, so if you add color, adding sealant would benefit, because it holds it all better for long term. With wood burning in general, you never, ever, ever want it to be in sunlight, because sun just fades wood burnings. It's just like the natural progression of what happens with wood burnings. So no matter what you make, keep it out of sunlight. I personally love unfinished wood pieces. I have an unfinished, my oldest wood burning piece from 2011, the piece that got me started in wood burning, which was a wedding sign that I made for my own wedding, was unfinished, and it still looks the same it looked the day that I got married, and it's unfinished. So I think, you know, there's a lot of people that would definitely cringe a little bit when I say that. But one thing that I think is great about unfinishing wood, it means that if it does fade over time, I can go back and I can burn on top of it because I haven't added a finish. Now, if I added color though, you can't burn over color at all. It's toxic. So you, in that case, when there's color added, adding a finish can help protect the whole thing. And there's lots of different finishes out there. For this, I would probably use like a spray poly, just for ease and for quickness of drying. And I think that it works really well on watercolor. Look at this, almost done with kid number 2.
Rachel, do you have a recommendation for wood coasters to protect the wood from like condensation?
For wood coasters, that is an interesting one because, and this is something that I always struggled with when I was making coasters for people, is that the whole point of a coaster is to soak up the water from your drink. And so when you make them waterproof, then their ability to be a coaster, it kind of defeats the purpose of the coaster, if that makes sense. So I always would ask whoever it was that I was making the coaster for, whether they wanted it to be completely like waterproof or whether they prefer that it soaks in some of the water. So I would either use like either a spray polyurethane or a resin. And because the resin will give you that super sheen, beautiful look, and it will protect it from the water, but it will it will just let the water kind of bubble up on it and form on it. So it's not, it could run off if you have a lot of condensation. So it's one of those things that you want to talk to whoever it is that you're making it for to see what they would prefer as far as how they want their coaster to be and the look of it, because resin is very much shiny and I mean glass-like, whereas like the poly, you can get it in like a matte finish and it would really not change the color or the look of your piece hardly at all. So I think it just depends really on what it is that you're looking for and what it is that you want out of your finish. But great questions, guys. Keep them coming. Look at that little Evelyn. She's really thin like this too, long and lean. So she nailed it. I'm telling you, she nailed it. If you were to see her in person, you'd be like, aha, that's the one with the teeth. That perfect 6-year-old smile. And I can't tell you, when they get to see their artwork like turned into a wood burned piece, it is so much fun. I've done this at craft shows where I don't know if you can see, it's getting a little choppy here. This can be because of a couple reasons. I'm hitting a grain line here, which, can you see this grain line? I'm hitting that, which is causing things to get a little bit choppy. I didn't sand my piece before I started transferring it. So that also could be part of it. And then the other thing is my burner, as you work, can get dirty. And so it's good to have either a sanding block that you can just give a quick scrape to get any of the dirt that's on it off, or a brass brush, which I'm looking for mine. I don't think I have it right here right now, but it's just a little brass brush that you can just scrape on that, and that will clean your nib right up, and then it will give you those clean lines again. So if you see it getting kind of jumpy, it's a good thing to clean your nib and just make sure that, you know, you started with a nice smooth surface. But again, you guys, it doesn't have to be perfect because one, it's handmade. And if it was perfect, it wouldn't look handmade. And two, nothing's perfect, right? So just have fun with it. If you're having fun with it, that's all that matters. Look at this nice long neck. Any other questions, guys? Keep them coming. Yes, oh, I see, resin products. Yeah, Art and Glow is also a really great resin company. And if you're looking for someone to kind of show you how to do it on wood, because there are some techniques to it, Allie of Alley Oops Artistry, she is a resin master. So, and she just came out with a blog post, I think, about it. So you can check that out, but she's really great. This little round ball. It's so fun, I have to say, when you're getting to follow the lines that your kids drew, or that, you know, if you're doing a recipe that was your grandma's or something on a cutting board, like there's something to following the lines of someone else's art that is like, it feels like you've got a little piece of their soul, you know, that you're getting to kind of play with. It's really fun. A little collaboration with my kids. Are we in the wood shop? No, I am at my in-laws' house right now in Virginia. And this piece that I'm making is to say thank you for them letting us crash their house for 3 months and wreak havoc with 3 small children in their nice, quiet house. So this is my little thank you to them for that. I'm not sure that it totally makes up for the amount of noise level that my kids have brought, but you know, still fun. Oh, thank you, Chelsea. Chelsea shared the tutorial if anybody needs it from Art and Glow. Because it really is a great tutorial. And if you want to try resin on wood, don't do it until you've like learned how, because you will waste money and you will probably end up ruining your first piece of wood, and you don't want to do that. So I don't know if you can see how I just keep turning my wood so that I'm left-handed, so I like to look at my wood and my piece from the right side so that I can see exactly where I'm going from like this angle. And then I have my finger, my pinky finger in use, and then I'm just slowly dragging so that I can really see where I'm going and where I've been. So you can make those micro adjustments as you go.
Rachel, someone pointed out that you may have missed a little hand.
Oh, I did, look at that. Look at that paw. I'll go back and get it. That's adorable. It's more like a mitt.
Rachel, do you want to talk a little bit about your book and what all is included in there and what kind of projects you do?
Yeah, so it is an introduction. It's got everything, honestly. It's for anybody who's been wood burning for a long time, or if you've just started wood burning, it's got everything in it. I can do, I'll do a quick flip through while I am cooling down my burner because I'm about to switch nibs. So I just turned my burner to the off position. Let me see if I can get this in the view for you. I just turned it to the off position. I am docking it in my docking station because you want to make sure that it's in a nice, safe place because it will be burning hot for a while. Okay, so my book has, it has all sorts of stuff in it. Essential tools, choosing a burner surfaces, transfer techniques, the process, adding texture, adding color, finishes, wood surfaces, wood alternatives, and then I go into a bunch of different projects. So it really has everything you need to learn about wood burning in it. And it's also all throughout, you will find different quotes from members of the community. So it's not just my words, it's also words from the community about wood burning and tips and tricks and things like that. So here's just a little flip through for you. But here's all of the different ways you can add color: acrylic and paint pen and marker and gel pen and watercolor and colored pencil, wood stain, gouache, chalk marker, and the list goes on. And then this is all about the different finishes that I like to use. And then what it's for, its application, its drying time. It's got a lot of different information so that you can easily choose the right finish for your piece. And then I go into all of the different projects that you can do. So when I'm talking about versatility of wood burning, this is what I mean. I mean, you can burn on so many things. These are earrings, you guys. And a cutting board. This is a wall art, similar to what we're doing, but I just used a photo of myself and then created the lines. So that's why I'm saying you can take a photo and use exactly what I showed you how to do by transferring and then create that. These are cards and some trivets. That's the cork. Leather. That's canvas. And some watercolor there. This is adding acrylic paint to it. This is adding paint pen, and this is like a little baby block. This is the walnut hollow picture frame that I was showing you guys. So this is just like with some florals added and then my wedding picture in the middle. So I'm telling you, magnets, there's so many things you can do with wood burning, so many things. So I don't want you to feel like you only have to burn on wood or only make wall art or only kit art. There's so many things you can do with it. Okay, so now that we've, I'm going to remove my nib, and you need a place that you can put the hot nib that isn't going to burn anything. So having a glass jar or a metal jar or something can help. And I just unscrew it like this. Be careful not to strip your burner. Don't force it ever, ever, ever. And then I'm gonna use, I think the flow nib for this next part because it's a little bit thicker and it will do exactly what I want it to do. Don't try and screw it back on with your hand because that is still scorching hot. And so you don't want to be that close. Make sure it's tight, but not too tight. You don't want to, again, make it stripped or have it not be able to come out and change it. If you are having problems with it sticking, there's something called graphite powder that you can just squeeze into the end before you put your nibs in that will take care of it for you. So while that finishes heating up, I would love to take more questions. Anybody have more questions about wood burning, about what you can wood burn on, about adding color, where you can find the products? Is there anything you want me to show you again? Please, please, please just ask. Yes, on color. So you can add color in so many different ways. For this piece, I'll give my kids the options of adding colored pencil or watercolor. And while they're not going to be able to do it during this live, but after they finish, I'll make sure to post a picture on my Instagram. So if you want to see what the finished look looks like, please just come check it out on Instagram. And you can find me at Woodburn Corner for everything. Do I always use that specific burner in all your projects? No, I don't. I actually have, I don't know if you can see on the shelf behind me over here, but I have 5 or 6 different professional burners. Here we go, right over there. Different professional burners. I have all of the walnut hollow burners. And I use I use them for different projects. I use a lot of them for different things. I tend to use the Versatool a lot for transferring because you can actually use a transfer tip, which is this round flat tip to transfer your images if you use a laser printer, and that kind of speeds things up. But I use these for any classes that I teach. But there are professional wood burning artists who solely use the Versatool, and they are stellar, like stellar. If you don't believe me, just use like hashtag Versatool and just go and look at how amazing the pieces are. Just give it a gander and you'll be like, okay, you can do anything and everything with this one burner. You really, really can. All right, let's see here. Someone was asking about the hot stamps. Yes, they are amazing. Talk about shading. Yeah, I can talk about shading. So the shading nib that comes with this burner looks like, here, I can put it here. Looks like this. And with shading, you always want to start low with low heat and then go, and you can always add, right? So you do circles and then keep going. And then, all right, I'm going to add more. I'm going to add more that way. And you just keep building on those layers to get your shading. That's the best tip I can give you on shading, is to just start low, start low. All right, let's see here. And light pressure, yes. Is it okay that I can only use wire tip? Yeah, wire tips are fantastic. There is nothing wrong with using a wire tip. You won't be able to, the only thing that you won't be able to do is do a heat transfer, where you are transferring your design to the wood using heat. That's basically the only thing that you can't do with a wire tip. How do you burn on canvas? Canvas is so much fun to burn on. You can get these water-soluble pens, so you can create your designs using the water-soluble pens, and then they just wipe off with water after you're done burning. Canvas is super, super stinky, so windows open, fans on, masks on, fume extractors on, all of that. You want to make sure that you're nice and safe. Let's see here. Try wood burning. Left-handed wood burner. Me too. It's fine. It works just the same. Promise. Yes, low temperature on the canvas as well. That's true. I'd like to see a project on stamping designs, like on fabric or card making. Oh, that'd be cool. Maybe for our next class, we can do a stamping one, huh? The best burner that I recommend is this one, the Walnut Hollow Versatool. It is the one that everybody should have. Every single wood burning artist out there should have a Walnut Hollow Versatool. It's the Cadillac of burners. It's the, I don't know what you'd want to call it. It's the, the OG, it really is. It does everything you need it to do. It really, really does. The grip on my tool gets super hot. Do you use something to make it feel better? So one thing, take breaks if it's getting too hot. I do feel the heat, but I think I just have hot fingers where I can touch hot things. I've never worn gloves, but I know that there are lots of pyrographers out there who like to wear heat gloves when they burn. So maybe you just need to invest in heat gloves, or just take breaks more often, which is fine to do too. All right, I'm gonna get the hair going here, but Hannah, if anybody has any more questions, please feel free to shout them out at me. So you'll see that on this hair, she clearly had a direction that she wanted each one to go. So I just gave myself a couple of lines as my, like, okay, this is the direction she wanted this is the direction she wanted that, so that I can kind of do what it is that, you know, she looked like she wanted it to look like. So you can see how this burner just flows, right? I can flow in any direction. I mean, you can go any way you want. It just flows, and you get the same sort of burn no matter which way you go. So I'm just going to be filling in the hair, but please ask questions, you guys.
Rachel, excuse me, Kathy is asking, can you add color first and then wood burn?
No, 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 no. Don't ever do that. Never, ever. Always, always burn on a clean, dry, unfinished piece of wood. You don't want to be burning over color. It has chemicals and stuff in it, and you don't want to be inhaling that. So always, always, always burn first and then add color. And there's lots of ways that like you can fix up your piece after the fact. If like, for instance, with watercolor, sometimes it likes to settle into the burn lines. And so to get that from being a problem, you can use a like clean wet paintbrush after it has dried, and just do a, you know, just a little swipe with your clean white wet paintbrush, and then take a paper towel and dab it, because the paint will stick to the wood, but it doesn't like to stick to the burn lines, because the burns, you'll see if you get up close, they're kind of shiny, and like it's almost water resistant, if that makes sense. And so it will just kind of pool in them instead of soaking in. And so you can just pull it right out because of that. Great question though, because it's one that I see people doing it. Oh, it makes me cringe every single time. I'm like, please tell me you were wearing a mask. And if you guys want safety information, on my website, I have a free safety guide. It is always free. It is always available. Go and get it. It has all of the different things that you need to know about how to make this hobby super safe for you and the people around you. Look at that. She is going to love this.
Rachel, Maria is asking, when burning, is it recommended to just go in one direction?
It depends on the nib that you're using. And it also will depend on the grain too. So with basswood, it's usually not a problem. But there are other types of wood out there that have a really harsh grain that when you hit that grain line, it's like a stop, and then it burns really hard. So yeah, it depends on what it is that you're burning on, I would say. Sorry, did that answer the question?
Yeah, I think that.
All right, and then here, so the point that I'm using here is the flow point. The one I was using earlier is the cone, it's called cone, I believe. And they both are great, but it comes with so many other nibs. There's the universal, which is awesome. This one's really fun. If you are looking for super fine details, this is your guy. And then they also have these fun little stamp ones that come with it. So you can use like little stamps. And I've seen people do some really cool backgrounds with the stamps. Let me show you in here. So you can see, these are like the little stamps here, and you can use it in the background. So in this page, I'm trying to show you all the different ways that you can add texture to one piece. So it's one design using a bunch of different textured backgrounds that give it a completely different look. So it's just, there's so many endless ways that you can use wood burning. So many, it's so much fun. My book is, I don't know if it's in Michael's right now, if I'm being honest, because I haven't been to a Michael's in like 6 months because I have been in quarantine. So I'm not quite sure, but I hope it's there soon if it's not there yet. Okay, I'm trying to see if there are any other questions I'm missing. The book is found on Amazon. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Indigo. It's in a bunch of different places. And Michael's has all of the burners. They have all of the hot stamps, and they have the alphabet stencils, and they have all the different kinds of wood you can get, you guys. That's why I fell in love with wood burning, is because I was walking through Michael's one day and saw they used to have this little bird burned on a piece you know, in the Michael's wood section, and I walked by and I was like, ooh, because I was having a fall Maine wedding in the woods, and I'm like, this is going to be perfect. And I picked it up, I got myself a Versatool, sat down, and just fell in love. It's just so much fun. It smells good. It's warm. It's cozy. It's slow. It just has so many positive qualities about it that I just love. And the community, you guys, I cannot stress enough how incredible this community is. You can see these people, they're sitting here in this class right now, even though they already know everything that I'm sharing, because they are just that supportive and awesome. So like, if you have any questions at all about wood burning, one, you can always reach out to me, but two, you can reach out to any other wood burning artists in the community and they will help you, because we're just, that's how we work. We're all about community over competition. How did you burn the backdrops of those pieces? In lots of different ways. So you can do dots or stipples, you can do swirls, you can do anything you want. So I could take this piece and add more to it. We could add just color to the background and leave the kids as just burned. We can let the kids color it however they want. You know, that's what's so fun about it, is you can really take it and do whatever you want with it. Do I find having a knot in the wood being an advantage or a disadvantage? I love that question. I have seen people use knots in woods in the most creative and clever ways that make me want to say that you can definitely use it to your advantage. It can be difficult at times, and when you do hit knots, you have to be really sensitive to it, and so you have to really make those micro adjustments if it burns too fast or too slow. So you just have to kind of be ready when you do hit a knot, because it's going to be different. You just know that it will be different. It's just a matter of how. I'm reading, so someone had, their husband made the first wood burn piece for their house. He's an arborist and cut me a heart out of live edge. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. I love that so much. That's really great. Do you use an eraser to erase the graphite lines after you burn? Haha, thank you, Billy. Yes, you can. And you don't have to if you look at it and you're like, you know, I think I got it all just fine. But if you really want to clean up the whole thing, you can just hit it with the eraser and it just kind of cleans it up without erasing the burn lines at all. It just erases the graphite and just cleans up the whole piece. And then it's ready to add color, really.
Rachel, we have about 2 minutes left. So I was wondering if you wanted to talk a little bit about the giveaway.
Unlike our giveaway. So after this, as soon as we hang up, I am going to head over to Instagram, where I'm going to hit go on the giveaway post. So we are giving away a complete wood burning kit. Everything you need and everything you saw me use today is in this kit. And you're also getting my book, and you're also getting a stack of wood from Walnut Hollow. So you will be set to start this hobby and like just take off running. I hope you also join me in Burn Club and in Burn Club Plus. I hope you join in on the burnt challenges. And really, if you guys have any questions ever about wood burning, about business, about the business of wood burning, please reach out. I am so happy to help. It's honestly one of my favorite things to do, is to just help. So if I can help you start this new craft, I would love to, because I know how it can help your mental health, your physical health, just the way that you feel, making art, making pieces for friends and family. I mean, with the holidays coming up, this is a really, really inexpensive way to create beautiful pieces for your loved ones. If you're going to a wedding, you can make a wedding sign. If you're going to a baby shower, you can make a welcome baby sign or a baby block. You can do a growth chart. There's so many things you can do with wood burning. So I just want you to kind of think outside of the box, get yourself all of the tools that you need if you don't have them yet, and just dive right in and have so much fun with it. And just please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions at all. I am happy to answer it. And I mean, Walnut Hall is the same way. Any questions, you can ask them, they will answer them. They have the best customer service you have ever seen. So please check it out. Oh, my Instagram is Woodburn Corner. You can find me everywhere at Woodburn Corner. And yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This was so much fun. I will be sure to post the finished piece on my Instagram as soon as the kids finish it up. But thank you for helping me make a little present for my in-laws. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I will see you later. Thank you. Bye.